All right, I just want to show you a quick template of how I keep my notes in on Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is like Excel. It is pages of the column paper. So if you have that column paper with columns and rows and page after page after page. So the pages exist here at the bottom as these different tabs on the bottom. And then the columns and rows are entirely customizable. So I would come in and put the student name and date, and then whatever I'm doing for that student. And I have to tell you, with all of my kids, everyone's is a little bit different because some things I do more, they need more of this, some kids don't need that, and I'm working on this. So whatever the needs are, that's what I have as the columns here. And then some kids, they're in school, and so you have to support what they're doing in school, like they're doing this spelling list and this vocabulary list. And so even though you might be helping them on the side with where they really need to be, you still have to support what they're doing in school. So everyone's needs may be different. So first column, I put the date in, and I work from each new date is on top. So I'm always looking at the most current information. So here, like I say, okay, on this date, we introduced the AR, but I'm noticing that we still need to do much more review on the sound. So I might highlight that and call it red. And for me, that's my shortcut to say what I've introduced and what we still need to work on. And then an intensive drill like this student needed, we did a little extra on working on B and D and those reversals or soft C or soft G, something that we've done in the past and we're still needing extra review. So I put a note in there for there. And for PA, phonemic awareness and manipulation, whether you're doing a switch it list, I would just type in the list, or because the student is working on ARC controls, I just put ARC on, and I just, we do switch it with ARC on. And if I'm doing this, well, all of my students right now are virtual, so I might just stick the link in to the Jamboard that we're using to do our switch it. So I just pop the link in here. And if we're doing some blend as you read, I might put this is a link to a document. So I just pop the link in and say, yeah, this is it. And then it's here, and we're, this is what we did, and it's here, boom, boom, boom. We've worked on this, and we've done this. I just come up here, Control C, copy it, and then come in here to my notes and just paste it in so that that's what I worked on. And I might also make notes that, got up through word number whatever, or that it was improved and don't need to work on this anymore. So whatever notes, I would put that in. And then spelling, if I have a link, like this student is in a school that's using Wonders. So I put the link in here, and it's like, okay, this is what we're working on. Here's the link. Here's the words that they are having to do at school. And I just pop the link in there. And back here, if I say, in addition to those words, of course, we had to practice other words, and I would just type in those other words that we spelled, whether it was perk and I don't remember what all was there, nurse, whatever. I might type in the list of words that we did spell. Or if we're spelling onto a document, like a Word doc, where we're working together on a Word doc, I might, put a link for that document here. Or sometimes, if I have the students writing on their whiteboards, I will just snap a picture and stick the picture in here, because you can do an insert image in the cell, and I'll just, take a picture of their work and have it as a record. Okay. And whatever I'm reading. So if we have an article that we're reading, If it's a document that exists in my drive, I'll put the link in. If it's a PDF that exists somewhere, I'll put the link in, or I might just make a note, this is what we're reading, and I might make notes on the reading, like, the prosody is better. We need to highlight periods so that he'll stop at the end of each sentence better. So, as a reminder that that's what we're having to do, and I can see it. And then, any links to games that I have or notes about games, like, I played my board game with AR words, whatever, and any other notes. So I just go in and type in the notes for that day. And if I want to make sure I see, watch out for this for the future, I put that note here. But for most of my planning, I just come in here and I put in for the next day, and I will put my plan in here. It's like, okay, we need to do more of this, or we need to do more of this, or that we were finished with this article and here's the new article we're going to work on for reading. And I'll just pop that in as my plan. So it's already there and I just pull up links. So I do this and it's really easy to make a copy. So I keep a clean copy of a basic template like this, and then I duplicate it. And you get a copy, and then I just rename it. Like this, go to rename, and this one is for Susie. And then I change it for Susie, and so Susie, she doesn't need this anymore. She's working on multisyllabic words, and so I make a new heading for multisyllabic word work or syllabication or whatever. And then if I say, oh, I have to support her vocabulary, so I put in a column, put in vocab, and link to her vocab list at school, or maybe we're working independently and I put in the root words that we're working on, that the lists we're building. I just add whatever it is that student needs. When I have groups, I might say this is my second grade group at 9:15. I do the same sort of thing, putting in the dates, and then each new day is above. And then when I've filled up, I just, if I have several days, I just come in here and I just do insert row and add a new one at the top. And I put in what we're working on. But what I always do with the group is I'll have the names of the individuals within the group out here. And if I say this is what we've done as the group, but then I can make notes for the individual students, like this one really struggled with this, or this one needs more work with this, or whatever. And then you have to do the things required by the school. You have to do some assessments, you have to do whatever. I put in, here's the assessment we had to do, and I can put in the score in for each child there. So it helps me keep my notes all in one place. And then when I want to look over what I'm doing, so I'm going to try to show it to you without showing names. Anyway, maybe I don't think I'm going to get to showing you my actual notes without showing names, but I can look here and see all the things that we've been working on. And I look down over time and I can see what the progression has been over time, and what any stumbling blocks, or that I can see that, okay, last month we were working on this, and I can see, oh yes, we have gotten much better at that. We're still struggling on this area, and then I make a plan, obviously, to address it by looking down. So I look up and down to see what's happened over time, and in the various activities I look across. So I'm going to make this template. I'll share this template. So, but it's just a matter of putting in what you're doing across here, and making it work for your groups or your students. Hope that helps.